I stabbed my son, and I don't regret it. I put a kitchen knife into my 17-year-old son's shoulder and watched him fall to the floor screaming. My husband came running down the stairs and found me standing over him with red on my hands and red pooling on the carpet. "What did you do to him?" he screamed. He grabbed his phone and called 911 while I stood there frozen. "My wife stabbed my son," he said into the phone, and his voice cracked on every word. "Please send someone right now." The police showed up 5 minutes later. They threw me to the ground and cuffed me while the paramedics carried my son out on a stretcher. He was screaming that I tried to kill him. My daughter was sitting on the stairs watching the whole thing, and she didn't say a word. My husband came to visit me in jail the next day, and I didn't recognize the look on his face. "I'm filing for divorce today," he said through the glass. "The lawyer is already drawing up papers." I told him I needed to explain what happened, and he slammed both hands against the glass. "You stabbed our son in our living room," he screamed. "You put a knife in your own child. There is nothing you could possibly say to change my mind." I begged him to just listen to me for 5 minutes. "I hope you rot in here," he said. "I hope you never see sunlight again." My son gave a statement from his hospital bed saying I had always been unstable and that he lived in fear of me his whole life. My mother called the jail and they patched her through. "You're not my daughter anymore," she said. "I'm telling everyone you died. I'm going to have a funeral for the girl I raised because that girl would never do what you did." My sister showed up at the jail and they let her talk to me for 3 minutes. "You're a monster," she said. "I always knew something was wrong with you." My lawyer came with a stack of papers and told me the prosecutor was pushing for 25 years. "Your husband is testifying against you," she said. "Your son is saying you've abused him for years. Nobody believes you didn't just snap and try to murder your own kid." I told her I needed to talk to my daughter. She shook her head. "She's not talking. She just stares at the wall. The psychologist says she's in some kind of shock." I told my lawyer to keep trying with my daughter because she was the only one who knew what really happened. 4 weeks later, she came back and her hands were shaking. "She finally talked," she said. "She said when your son came home that night, he was talking to people who weren't in the room and laughing at things nobody said." I nodded. "She said she tried to go upstairs and he grabbed her by the hair and dragged her into the living room. She said he threw her on the floor and put his knee on her chest." My lawyer's voice was barely a whisper now. "She said he pulled out a knife and held it against her throat. He told her the voices said he had to kill her and then kill himself or they would never leave him alone." I felt tears running down my face. "She said you came downstairs and saw him holding the blade to her neck. She said you begged him to stop and he just laughed and pressed harder, and there was red running down into her shirt." My lawyer closed the folder. "She said you grabbed the first thing you could find and stabbed him in the shoulder because it was the only way to make him let go of her. She said you saved her life." I wiped my eyes with my jumpsuit sleeve. "He was going to kill her," I said. "My son was going to slit my daughter's throat right in front of me." I had half a second to make a choice. I chose a wounded son over a dead daughter. I'm not sorry. My son spent 10 months in a treatment facility after he was diagnosed. I still wake up at night feeling that knife go into my own child's body. I saved both of them that night, but some part of me is never leaving that living room.